Welcome to Coco Doll Diaries. If you need a product review, you should just hire me. I'm into fashion, travel, and relationships. I focus more on narcissists. If you're curious about me, just subscribe and see my channel. Can even get a little spicy. You never know if I'll be Drookway, Shantae, or Karma, but if you like, share, and subscribe, you can follow. So pull up a chair, get comfortable, never know what I'm gonna chat about. Check in with Coco Doll and see what the hype is about. Coco Doll Diaries. Coco Doll Diaries.
Hey everyone, welcome to Coco Doll Diaries. If you're new to my channel, I talk about relationships. I travel a little bit. I do some video unboxing with my affiliate marketing. And I even delve into a little bit of fashion and beauty. So when you first decided you're gonna be dating again, there is a lot of things that come into your mind. So balancing your time is one, because you basically, if you're a single parent, you know that your kids always come first to you. They've always been coming first to you. So now you have another person in your space. How do you manage your time so that you can get to know your new boo and your kids? Like, how do you manage the time between the two? So that's a challenge that you have to overcome. Emotional guilt. Sometimes you just feel guilty, like, okay, now this person is in my life. Am I gonna have enough time to spend with him or her? Maybe, that time you're more so worried about if I don't, spend my time with him or her, will they just kind of move on? Then you looking at your kids, they've been around. You don't want to make them feel like they're being neglected just because you have this new relationship. Safety. Safety is another thing that comes up. It's another challenge because, you don't know this person. You don't know if it's safe to introduce this person to your kids yet because you're not even sure how far it's actually going to go. So how to overcome these challenges is by communication. And I always say this with all my videos with communication, but first start off with your potential partner, communicate with them and let them know, I have kids, they might not be up for this, how will you deal with a situation like this? I have 4 children. How would you deal with if my son or daughter doesn't like you? Or, just kind of fill them out just to see where their head is when it comes to that, because everyone's not meant to stay. So I would say you should talk to them about it. Which brings me to my second part, talking to the kids. When I'm introducing my kids or letting my kids know that there is a new potential partner coming into my life, I basically, I call a meeting. I let them know I've been seeing someone for X amount of time. I feel that I really like him. I really care about him. And then usually my daughter's like, no, all the time. But anyway, I give them a whole bio, whatever I know about this person, if he has kids, if he has someone around their age, if he's into sports, whatever the case may be. And I'll give them the whole breakdown of who he is. And I'm like, I like him and I think I want you to meet him. And my daughter's always the one who never want to meet anyone. But my boys are kind of like more relaxed, which normally is the other way around. But for them, they're just like, whatever. Except for my middle son, he'll just, test the waters a little bit. But as far as that, that's how I go about doing things. And like I said, I'm no expert in this field, but my daughter is 23 years old, so it's been a long time coming. So I kind of know the ins and outs a little bit of what to do and what not to do. But I would basically do the introduction and let them know that we're gonna do this. Let's all eat together, and you get to know them, him, her, whatever, and let them talk from there. And then if it kind of progresses at that point. I want to backpedal a little bit, because some people feel like, I don't want to just bring somebody into my kid's life, that if I don't know if it's gonna work. And I'm saying that in regards to my prior statement to say you don't know if it's gonna last. Some people, women that I have came across, will say, oh no, my kids will never meet the men that I'm dating. Nothing wrong with that. And then there's ones like me, and my kids haven't seen a whole lot of people that I've talked to in the past. But the ones that I thought that were worth them talking to, they did get a chance to meet them. And I don't think either way is wrong. So I don't think that there's a wrong or right. It's to each his own. But I do want to bring this up so it's clear what I'm trying to say. When you are dating someone, all right, and you know that it's real, that it's getting to the point that it's real, that's when you come up with the timing to introduce your kids to your potential partner. I'm reiterating that because I don't want you to think, or anyone to write in my comments, oh, so you just bring any Tom, Dick, or Harry into your house and introduce them to your kids. No. I am speaking on the basis that I've known this person for a while. I've been seeing him myself for a while, and now I feel like we're ready for the next step. So I'm going to introduce my kids. So mind you, we talked. I kind of gave them a rundown about who my kids are, their personalities, and I have spoken to my children to let them know who I'm potentially bringing around them. So just so it doesn't get misconstrued in the video or you don't understand what I'm saying, that's what I mean. Also, moving forward, finding a partner who is understanding of your responsibilities as a parent. No, I cannot go to Bali for a week with you knowing I have 4 kids at home. No, I can't do certain things because of my parental responsibilities. So someone who's mature enough to understand that your kids are your priority, that's the person you should be seeking out, not somebody who's just in it for a good time. So back to what I was saying. Just wanted to make that clear because I don't want anybody jumping down in my comments saying something crazy, but that's what I mean. As far as, getting your partner and your kids to a level where everyone is respectful of the other. You're respecting my time as a parent, that I have to take care of my responsibilities first. I'm respecting him as a person who's coming in with me who already has 4 children that are not his, and respecting my kids' time as now I have to kind of split my time in half because I do have a potential partner in my life. So those are the challenges that come up when dating as a single parent. Setting boundaries, overall boundaries for your kids in respect to your newfound relationship, because some kids will try it. I never had those issues too much. As far as with your potential partner, the boundaries you have established there is your time schedules, the things that you already had set in place for your children. You don't want to change that. Like, you don't want to change anything that you've done before and let this new person come into your life, and now you have less time with your kids. If you took them to dance practice on a Thursday and you spent the day and you ate ice cream or whatever, you want to still do that. You might want to talk to the kids and say, hey, can John or Paul or Sam, whatever the name's gonna be, come with us or whatever. Do you mind? You want to set those boundaries. You kind of want to ease into that. You just don't want to just put someone in that place, especially if the kids are still not comfortable with you dating anyway. And as far as the partner goes, you also want to set boundaries, and let them know, this is what I need to do for my kid, or my children or whatnot. And this is how we're going to do this is how I'm going to do that. Also, depending on how far you are into this relationship, maybe you've made the next step. Maybe he's living with you, or maybe he's just coming there a lot, or she. I'm gonna say he or she, just in case. I have a few men subscribers on my channel, but just in case, he's coming over, spending a lot of time. You just want to make sure that you let them know, if there's any problems or any issues or anything with my children, just bring it to me. Don't try to be the disciplinary yet until we establish that relationship, because you don't want to be in a predicament where you really are in love with your partner. You love your partner, but your kids hate them. That is a terrible position to be in. I was there once, and it never ends well. You pick a side. Something else that's very important is finding a partner where you share the same parenting styles. If your partner is a parent, making sure that, sometimes it could be cultural, whatever, and they may believe in things that you don't, like spankings or, just a whole lot of things. Maybe, in their household, their kids, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, and you have kids that say yeah, or that's very important too, because that can cause issues. So I would say finding a partner that you share a lot in common with, so that when you're dating and children are involved, they're not just looking at you or your kids as out of control because of the way they may have been raised or the way they may have been brought up. So I think discussing that is really important, so that there is no miscommunications down the line. So let's just do a little recap. Okay, when dating as a single parent, it's best to let both sides know what they're getting into. So as far as your partner, you want to let them know, hey, I have a child or 4 kids, or whatever. This is their personalities or whatever. I love you, I like you, whatever the case may be, so much, and I want you to meet my children, and then you do the same for the children. You tell your kids, hey, let's talk a little bit. I've been seeing so-and-so for this amount of time. I really like them. I really like you to meet them. I know that this is new, and I know you might not want to meet them yet, but please just, bear with me. If you have any concerns, we can talk about it or whatever. But this is who I feel like, this is it right here. But you need to bring that up to the kids. Try to intermingle the two with everyone's comfortability levels. Just bring them all together if you can. So for a quick recap, your first responsibility is protecting your children's well-being. So whether you want to date, that may not be what's best for your kids at the time. So in that case, you just have to respect those boundaries and work around that. Maybe you have to hold off on it. To each his own when it comes to that. But should you find your forever partner, or so you think, protecting your kids is your number one responsibility. Number two is making sure that your partner is understanding to boundaries and your responsibility as a parent. Making sure that you have some of the same characteristics, ideas, and making sure that that they have respect for you as a parent. Those are all important things when it comes to dating. Balancing your time between your children and your relationship. You don't want to put your kids on the back burner. You always want to include and involve them if they want to be included and involved. There are certain circumstances where kids are they just don't want to see their parent with anyone else. And that's a totally different topic. That's maybe something that counseling can help. And so with all that being said, it's very tough as a single parent trying to date. But if you kind of bring it together and let everyone know that this is a safe space, it can be done. And you don't rush into anything. You just have to do it gradually. Gradually bring that person in and let your kids know, hey, he's going to be here for a while, or hey, she's going to be here for a while. I would really love if you get along. I mean, even when they're not around, just talk to your kids and communicate to see what they feel about the relationship. And if they have some negative feelings or whatever, address those. And more so, it's always assurance, because the kids, for whatever reason you may have left your past relationship, sometimes they don't want to get close to someone and then see them leave as well. So if this video was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, thank you for tuning in. Coco Doll Diaries.